All right, everyone, welcome in to another weekly recap. We are officially, we are just about done with week three. We have, uh, my goodness, my brain just went completely blank. Anyways, we are here. We are into week three. Travis Rawls is calling us piss ants already. We
Are you
are,
serious?
we are, we are ready to rumble. Also, think my dog's about to electrocute himself underneath me. Yeah. So we've had a interesting week. We had some early week one or week three injuries. We had O'Neal going down, Devers going down, uh,
Suzuki.
Suzuki going down. We've had some not great situations this week. Um, and we're going to talk about a little bit of that. And ultimately, we are going to run through these rankings and we're going to run through the awards of the week. So let's get started with going through the matchups of what it looks like at the moment. Uh, and so we're going to start up here at the top with the Holmes hitters. Likely, this isn't a final yet. We are starting a little early on this, but we're both tired. We both had weddings this weekend. Probably both drank too much.
Just you.
Just me. The home hitters are likely falling to Ryan. Ryan's going to get his first win of the year, it looks like. And then we have Rex's Rally Birds taking down Trav's Turds. The new name
And
is very
logo.
fitting. Very, very fitting. I'm sorry, Travis. Even though I will say you did put up a good amount of points this week, you would have beat just about everybody in the league except me and Murph. So solid week from Travis. Just did not get a W this week. Yeah. Travis popping in here said drinking with a concussion is no bueno. I got cleared on Wednesday last week, so I'm good to go.
You cleared concussion protocol. Pepler clear you?
I cleared, yes, from the doctor. Randy's balls is going to fall again to Andrew's bum shoulder. 52. Well, that was not final completely yet, but you get the point. There's probably less than likely anybody's coming back there. Sam Sluggers is going to catch another W and take down the number one overall ranked Uranus Mud Biscuits. We'll see where they're at this week in the power rankings. We have the Broken Bat Bombers. Looks like they are going to fall to the Hormones with Clubs. Another nice win for Caleb to move to 3-0. Congrats, Caleb. And then the Arlington Taxpayers, who suffered some major injuries this week, are going to fall to the Mississippi Ninja Chickens, which I don't think it really mattered. If they did perform this week, the Ninja Chickens were going to get them because they are the top dog this week in points scored. All right. With that being said, it is time to move on to our weekly awards. And who do we have as the injury of the week this week? Owen.
Well, yeah, I am 0-3 because of my team. Injury of the week. I think it's no surprise here. Almost could have had your pick of the litter on this guy, but we went with O'Neal just because of the brutality of the injury over Seiya Suzuki. I mean, him and Raffy Devers just decided they were going to bonk heads, and he bonked himself out of the lineup for the week. So
it wasn't a horny bonk either. It was definitely a full-on bonk. No horniness involved.
And such a big loss considering at the time he was the home run leader and I think OPS leader in the MLB. So it definitely hurts when you get a top player for your team going down like that.
Yes, yeah. That's a big injury on a Monday. Really sucks that happened, but unfortunately, it's part of the game we play. So, who do you have as the dud of the week this week, Michael?
Well, I may need to check that out later. Dud of the week, no surprise here. I'm going with my boy Matt Olson. one single all week, no extra base hits. This is just completely pathetic for a top 8 pick to have 1 point all week, played every game, and has sucked it up as bad as he has. Also in contention was Aaron Judge. He disappeared this week for the turds, like he pretty much has all year.
Really,
So,
if he showed up this week, he tried to catch the dub
yeah.
this week.
It's actually crazy how close this matchup was, and Judge had 3 points.
Right.
So, what's our next award?
We have the MVP of the week. We had some discussion on this one. I know there was a couple people that were really close, but we ultimately gave it to who?
We're giving it to Murph and the Ninja Chickens.
That's manager of the week, but
what were we? Oh, sorry, the player of the week, right?
Well, yeah, you can just finish manager of the week now.
Though. Okay. Manager of the week. We were giving it to Murph. This is the only team that exceeded projections, and everybody on this team played well. They clicked as a unit, especially with Devers going out. So everybody else stepped up. Everybody in double figures, and a pretty good, decent amount of extra base hits here, as a lot of these guys filled up those categories. So
it really didn't have a ton of homers, though. If you really look at it, a lot of it
but
a lot of guys just
double machines.
Yeah, and you have Rutschman had 8 singles and a homer, so that adds up.
Mm-hmm. It does.
So is this Murph says you're is this his second manager of the week? He could probably I can't remember. I think it is. I think it is his second. So congrats, Murph, on the second manager of the week, having a solid week this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, who was our MVP of the week?
Sorry.
We had a couple people we talked about.
Yes, there were a couple people we talked about. I'm actually going to go to the overview. We're going to give it to CJ Abrams because he put up, I think, close to, if not the most points this week. And especially for a guy who wasn't like a first or second round pick. So anytime your team has a player that you drafted in the third through later rounds, absolutely go off for 20 or more points. That'll do it. And he has filled up the stat sheet, especially for a guy who's not really known for his power, and he's very young heading into the season. I know last year was kind of a down year for him. I believe last year was either his rookie or sophomore year. So this year for him to be putting up this kind of numbers is great to see for Parker.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, if anybody can literally see my dog here, just gnawing on my chair.
Did you put peanut butter on it?
No. Cracking my ass up. Anyways, so yeah, it was a couple tight, MVP of the week and manager of the week. There's a couple different people discussed and dud of the week. So, unfortunately, if you won the injury of the week or dud of the week, it probably wasn't a good week for you. But I say we get into the rankings here. We'll try and keep this one pretty short for everybody. I'm tired. You just flew in from Texas, so
drove.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. So you drove. Someone stick their pinky toe in Michael's ear already.
I can't with this dude. I can't. Can we kick him out of the league or something?
Yeah, we might have to.
He's horny, dog. I don't know what he's doing right now.
We're gonna have to give him a bonk.
Yes. Oh man.
Anyways.
Fuck off, Ryan.
Right. Anyways, we're gonna get into our week 3 rankings. At 12.
Man,
this sucks. Holmes hitters are coming in at 12.
I concurred with this. I'm 0-3, have one of the lowest points scored this week. We already talked about Matt Olson being an epic failure this week. And at this point, I don't know what all to do. I mean,
the bench, I think,
Yeah, dude. That was nobody but Vinny hit a home run for me this week. Nobody's this team's dog
Barely
shit right
any
now.
extra base hits.
Holy cow, this team is playing like Torbeck. Or Ryan, honestly. This kind of reminds me. Ha ha ha, Holmes.
Travis has something to say.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. At this point, any criticism, I'm gonna bobish shit. Yeah, look, it's fair criticism. I'm not even gonna. I have nothing, no defense. I give it out to you guys all week, so I am here to take it this week. This team sucked monkey cock, and I deserve the 12th place for this week, so I will wear that on my back. But when I finish first in the regular season, it'll be hilarious looking back at this video.
Ooh, we got some good.
O'Neal snooze. Okay, you know what? This man Travis should not be talking. He literally has Aaron Judge, who put up just as many points this week. it was his first round pick. So
it's true. That's true.
Yeah, suck it,
Anyways,
Travis.
Let's get off of this one. Let's move on to number 11. And we had the Broken Bat Bombers at number 11 this week.
Yes, we did.
They're falling to Caleb this week,
shit.
They are falling to 0-3. They're 1-2, but they got a week 1 win over Clayton, I think.
Yeah, so that really doesn't even count.
Big week this week. CJ Abrams, the 22. Altuve had a nice week. William Contreras had a big week. I know he tore up the Cardinals this week. But really, the top of this team is like you look at Corbin Carroll and Pete Alonso. Like those are some guys that I would expect to do better, and they have continued to struggle. But yeah, I think he's well deserving of the 11th spot. I do think that this team has some ability to climb if they can get everybody to click, but I just feel like he has a lot of streaky players.
Yeah, and we've got a really in-depth comment in the chat that says Pete Alonso is a cuck.
Oh, wow.
I like to call him Pete Alfazzo, and I agree. I actually hate the dude. He's just a dickbag entirely. Parker Bencham put in Nico Horner, and I think you could maybe win some weeks. Maybe bench Rizzo as well. Honestly, that dude sucks. Ever since he got hurt last year, he has not played well at all.
Yeah, it's not been good.
Cut him.
On to number 10. We have Cole Becker and Randy's balls.
God, this team blows cock.
Game balls as well.
This team sucks dick, dude. Holy cow. And you know what? I will say this. I shouldn't be so rude because my team also sucks. But Cole did type something in the Discord about how he's already looking at ways to improve morale and figure out ways to get his team to win. But unfortunately, I think it's too late for him. I think we're 3 weeks into this long season. He's going to be 1-2 with the lowest points scored. I just don't see a comeback for this team.
I think this team down the stretch of the year is going to play spoiler.
You know what? Yeah, I think that's the only role he can fill at this point.
I mean, I think this team, it's early in the season, don't get me wrong, but I think this team is ultimately just a spoiler team going forward. Like they have all these guys could have a week where they homer in like 3 straight games or something like that. Every single one of these guys in this lineup. And all it takes is for him to literally have 2 of those guys do it in the same week, and he absolutely trounces somebody. This team is coming in at number 10. On to number 9. This is a big faller. From 5 last week to number 9, it is the DB. Oh, sorry. Trav's Turds.
The failed rebrand.
Like the Cleveland Indians.
I wonder if that kind of looks like Travis. Anyway.
Looks like AI.
So I can't look at it. He listened to my advice and he put in Reese Hoskins this week, who actually didn't do that. He come to my house and get my wife's name right. What is he talking about? Do you know what he's talking? Do you know what he's talking about?
I don't know.
We didn't bring up his wife, I don't think. Oh man, this dude belongs in the loony bin. He had some good performances from the bench. I love how I told him to bench Luis Arias, and he actually did very decent. That just shows you how bad my picks are. Idiots, you are. Oh my god, this dude sucks. Aaron Judge. I would honestly debate dropping him if I was Travis. He scored 3 points in this week's matchup. I don't see a path back. I don't think he really kicks it on this year. I've known he was a bust since preseason when I said take Strider over Judge in Dynasty, and even post fact that Strider tore his UCL or whatever, I'm still taking Strider over Judge. I mean, this dude, I'd rather have somebody on my IL and be able to pick up somebody than continue to play this shitter on my team.
Interesting. I disagree with the take. I will say Travis did have a good week, but he's ultimately going to lose.
He did. So 0-3. Welcome to the dumpster, Travis.
Yeah, there's too many other teams that kind of caught a W this week that, I think this team could climb right back up to being a top 6 team if they could catch some wins. But they're starting out 0-3. I think this team is better than its record says. But hot take from Murph.
Wilson's lost the locker room. I don't think he's ever had the locker room. I don't think anybody respects that man in the clubhouse to get shows. I know. So I've been getting phone calls saying that Travis is a lot like Oli Marmol, except a little more violent at times.
Oh man,
that's just again. I just hear that through the grapevine.
Interesting. Yeah. Ugh. Anyways, let's get off that sore subject. Okay. We're going on to Andrew's bum shoulder coming at number 8, climbing out of the dumpster up to number 8 this week.
Is this team going to be 2-1?
This team is going to be 2-1.
Holy cow, this team's bad.
I agree with that. But he got carried. Got absolutely carried this week.
Yeah, by Gunner. A GU Gunner.
Yeah, big week from Gunnar Henderson ultimately here. Julio had a nice week. He'd been struggling. And, I mean, the other guys at the bottom of his lineup had just okay average weeks, and it was enough to get him a W this week. So congrats, Clayton. Climbing up out of the dumpster, actually jumping out of the dumpster up to number 8. All right, on to number 7, we have the Arlington Taxpayers staying at 7. Do you agree with them staying at 7 here?
Yeah, I think it would be unfair to drop a team based on the fact that they had 2 players get hurt early in the week and going up against the team that scored the most points. It's not a fair assessment of this team's week, and it would be unfair to drop them. As well as knowing the fact that this team has replaceable depth on the bench, we could easily move these guys out Monday and fill it in with 2 other dudes who would probably match these production numbers and be right back to where he was.
Yeah. This team got a tough week this week. We kind of talked about it. I felt like dropping them at least one, but then I was like, well, he would have lost to probably he was going to lose either way because Murph absolutely dominated this week. So, I think 7's still appropriate for this team. We really have not been able to judge this team truly yet. And we're already 3 weeks into the season. So I think this is a middle of the pack team if healthy. Just has not been able to show it yet. Yep. On to number 6. This is another huge jump from number 10 last week to number 6. Cracking the top 6, we have Ryan and Ryan's Rallying Raw.
Wow. Hate this dude. Yeah. You can talk a little bit about this team, I guess.
This team, I seriously, I've told this. This team's caught me a little off guard that they put up a solid week this week and got a win. Kerry Carpenter,
Dude went off.
apparently is the second coming of Babe Ruth, and had a huge week for Ryan. This team, I can't believe they're number 6, to be honest. Just looking at the names on this roster, the top 2 are nice, but the rest are just kind of like meh. But ultimately, he got a win, moves up in our rankings. So Ryan's going to look next week to continue on to that.
Yep, Ryan, congrats this week for beating me. I still hope that you microwave food, and no matter how long it's in there, I hope it still turns out cold.
All right. On to number 5. We have, jumping up one spot here, Sam Sluggers.
Yes.
Had a really nice week this week, taking down the number 1 overall Uranus Mud Biscuits.
The most fraudulent one.
Yeah, Cunha bounced back week. Trout
finally,
had a nice week. Ellie De La Cruz continued on from what he had been doing. And then Wilson Contreras for the Cardinals has been like the only offense for the Cardinals besides Mason Wynn. And then you round that out with decent weeks from the 2 Dodgers in his lineup. So it was a good week for Sam. I do think that this team will probably at some point crack the top 4 or 5. I expect maybe some slip up from potentially one of these teams in the top 4 that have pretty much been in the top 4 since the beginning of the year. But Sam's knocking on the door of being in the upper echelon of the league. So we're going to see if he can continue on to that going forward next week.
Yep, I agree.
All right, number 4, staying the same. Even though they had a great week this week, the Mississippi Ninja Chickens are coming in at number 4. This team is moving to 2-1. Huge weeks this week from we've already kind of discussed this team a little bit, but losing Devers and still outscoring projections is awesome. So, somebody upset at being at number 4.
Who made this list?
I mean, you can't. I will tell you, there is a switch up in this top 4, but this top 4 is all solid. I think.
I just want to hear your defense here on why he's 4.
He had a. I mean, I feel like I can't move who was at probably number 1 all the way down to 4. I do think the Mississippi. I'm looking forward to a Ninja Chickens Uranus Mud Biscuit matchup. That will determine.
Okay.
That 2. We still have Caleb, who's having a solid week. Who I will go on to say, because we already talked a little bit about Murph, was in at number 3 this week. Again, Hormones with Clubs coming in at 3. Had another great week. I believe Otani. Yeah, Otani. Naylor's a psychopath, by the way.
He really is. I love the dude, though. To the league with a man down.
He's got a man down, though. So maybe that's where we keep him at 4. So he's got a man down. He's had a solid week, but he's ultimately got to prove it.
If you had to present this case in court, you would lose. I would throw the book at you if I was a judge. This is the worst defense of a number 4 ranking I've ever heard.
Number 4 for Murph. He's staying there till he knocks off one of the top 4 teams.
Okay, that's a good assessment then. 3 deserved from Caleb. He picks up another win. Very close this time.
Moves to 3-0.
Moves to 3-0.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got guys who can hit up and down this lineup. I'm not a big MJ Melendez fan personally, but he's got good bench pieces, minus Eloy, minus Tristan Cassis.
Yeah, solid team. Has been in the top 3 pretty much a whole season. So on to number 2, and this is a shakeup. Down from number 1, the Mud Biscuits are coming in at number 2 after a lackluster performance. We did call them out, didn't we? We called them out last week.
For frauds.
For being about frauds.
And guess who was right?
Yeah.
Me. And you know what?
0-3 was right about something.
Yeah, I may not be right about my own team, but I know this team, and I know they're frauds. They go to 2-1 next week. I don't even know what the matchup is. We'll get into it, but I did say, I think by week 6 they're 3-3.
Ooh,
they're a 500 team. This ball club is starting to show it. And look what happens when Mookie doesn't drop 20 plus. This team blows chunks.
Yeah. I mean, Ozuna did have a decent week this week, and Betts still was solid, but yeah, it's not. This team has got some issues.
Big ones, and I don't see.
There was a reason we put a fraud accusation on him. I don't feel like we can completely, if they say Murph wins again and the Biscuits lose, there could be a major shakeup coming.
Personally,
there's definitely some teams.
Yeah,
I think Sam's team falls right in that category too. Of like, the Mud Biscuits are on fraud watch, and we will definitely, depending on how next week goes, this team could fall and fall fast.
This team could drop down to 7 or 8 very quickly. They're under a microscope now. The cracks are starting to show. The foundation is shit that this team is built on. Definitely some like Guatemalan work or something, because it's
Absolutely,
they definitely didn't use enough sand. So this team is falling apart fast.
Yes, yeah. They're on major fraud watch. Could fall to 500 if they lose again next week. Ultimately, number 1 this week, we have Rex's Rally Birds moving to 3-0. Believe we are now the highest scoring team in the league. Huge week from Ketel Marte, dropping over 20 for me.
Second most.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's updated this week.
I think it updates daily on the point totals.
Oh, okay. Second most. Murph is chiming in here.
What's he saying? Bulletin board material. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, use it next week. We'll see where you're at next week, Murph. But Soto, Alvarez, Harris, Marte, all having pretty solid weeks. Yeah, we started Wyatt Langford this week.
Great
but
job.
That was because of Burger Boy went down for us.
Hey, this may have been steal the draft right here. He's batting like .045.
Yeah, he's sucking ass. I'm hoping he just gets the opportunity. Like, he just goes on a run, but he's about to get dropped.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say, if you look back at, I think either the week 1 or the before the preseason rankings, I said that by midseason you would drop this guy.
Yeah, I might. I already dropped Chris Morel, so.
And Murph saying
Murph had to chime in that I'm choking on my own cock, but I sound like I'm speaking pretty well right now. But yeah, this team is going to get the number 1 ranking this week. They were at 2 last week, and the Mud Biscuits fell, so I feel like it's only appropriate for this team to be number 1. I hope that this team just continues to hit the ball going forward. I mean, I don't feel like we had a ton of homers this week, but it just worked out well that I think Marte had 2 4-hit games for me, which is pretty awesome. So that he kind of carried me. He's been kind of carrying me at times this year. So
Yeah, you better go to a casino because you're got some insane luck right now.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, that is our week 3 rankings. Let's finish up here real quick. Let's fly through the week 4 matchups. Um, we
Oh
have the
my
home.
God.
We have the,
Tank
the home.
Bowl. Tank Bowl.
We
We're really
have
gonna see who's tanking.
an absolute tank bowl. The Holmes hitters versus Trav's turds. Um, should be a fun matchup. Looking forward to that one. We have Rex's Rally Birds going up against the Broken Bat Bombers and Parker Lutz. Projected to be a close matchup at the moment. We have Randy's Balls going up against Mississippi Ninja Chickens. Ninja Chickens are looking to improve to 3-1 next week. We have the Uranus Mud Biscuits going up against Ryan's Rallying Raw. Tough matchup for the Uranus Mud Biscuits off of a loss. Ryan, though, is going to have to show up.
Yeah,
Sam's, go
this
ahead.
is. So I was just gonna say this is a definitely grade A asshole matchup. I thought last week was between me and Ryan, but this one may take the cake.
Yeah, this is going to be fun to watch in the Discord. I'm sure there will be quite a bit of discourse between Ryan and Torbeck. Looking forward to that.
I say loser gets tased and pepper sprayed
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
in the
Maybe
nuts.
we can get that to get swung. We
Yeah.
have Sam Sluggers taking on Andrew's Bum Shoulders. Sam is looking to move to 3-1 and really cement himself as one of the top teams in this league. And we have a fun matchup here, a former college roommate matchup, the Taxpayers versus the Clubs.
This may be the all-time nice guy matchup.
Ooh, I like it.
These are two dudes. I mean, both of them will talk some smack, but not to each other. There's
Yeah.
way too much respect between these two guys to talk trash. I've seen it in basketball, in fantasy basketball. These dudes just don't talk trash to each other. It's a lot of just GG, great week, and lame
Mutual
stuff like that.
respect, but they both kick each other's ass ultimately.
Stuff that like you don't want to see. So
Right. All right, that wraps up our week 3 rankings. Looking forward to this upcoming week. We will be back next Sunday during Sunday Night Baseball as always. I hope we continue to talk it up in the Discord and have a great week. I will see everybody this week. Peace.
see ya.